Are you enjoying your Topo Chico?
It's delicious. Mineral water, carbonated from Monterrey, Mexico. I'm going to put it so the camera can see it so I can get some hookups.
It's the perfect post-round refreshment.
Well, if it had some tequila and a lime in there, it'd be perfect. As it stands now, it's just pretty dang good. So the industry folks call this the cold open. I don't know why they call it cold when it's so dang hot outside. Summertime.
Today was actually a perfect weather day. Low humidity, 84 maybe at most.
Until my scalp started sizzling. And when you don't have a lot of coverage, it's a bad thing.
See those two hats? Throw one of those on.
Yeah, but then I'll get one of those funny hat lines that the PGA Tour players have. Have you ever seen when they get finished a round, they take their hat off to shake hands? You're like, oh my gosh. It's like, it's not attractive.
Huh?
Now, pay me $25 million a year.
Right.
I'll have any tan line you want me to have. Anywhere you want me to have it.
Sign me up. I'm ready. Speaking of which, you happy with your round this morning?
No.
Okay.
I don't ever play golf, though, so I don't really care anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard me. I don't play golf anymore. If I can keep it in the... Actually, I guess I take that back. I'm happy because I believe my score was kept in the 80s, and when you don't ever play golf, I will take that any day of the week. Now, if I start playing every day, I would like to keep it in the 70s, but I don't play every day.
I don't play every day.
Yeah,
Just more
okay,
often.
okay, 72. Okay.
It was actually a 73. But anyway.
Whatever. Whatever. So summertime, kids are out of school now for the most part, unless they're in summer school. I have a son who graduated from 8th grade on Wednesday and started summer school on Monday, which is another way of saying I have a very salty 14-year-old son who is in need of a break, which is coming because it is also time for the epic family vacation. Do you have anything planned over the next few months?
Nope.
Okay, so that was an airball of a question. Huh.
No family trips lined up at this point in time.
Other than AAU travel fandom?
Softball, basketball still going on. It's a couple golf tournaments and work. That's pretty much it.
But of course, your kids think you do nothing for them.
Well, they can assume whatever they want, but they got a roof over their head and food on the table, so that's... There you have it.
Gotcha. Fun times. Okay, so summertime, it's hot out, but not that hot. It's humid out, but not that humid yet. As we roll through June, going into July, as I'm time stamping this episode, our family is going to be taking a vacation to Colorado. I'm really, really psyched about that. One of the things I'm looking forward to most is, of course, part of America's pastime in summertime, and that's going to a baseball game. We're going to go to, back to your daughters going with us, one of your daughters. We're going to go to a Rockies game. I believe they play the Pirates. Not really there so much because I'm a Rockies fan, although I do enjoy the Rockies, but going to a baseball game, you don't even have to be a baseball fan to enjoy going to a game in person. In fact, I don't think I watch any baseball on TV whatsoever other than maybe the World Series, but going to a game has me pretty psyched right now. Hot dog, peanuts, cold beverage, and
Cold Coors Light. Gotta get the Coors plug. It's Coors Field, right?
I enjoy, yes, at Coors Field. I enjoy Coors Light. Actually, I'm more of a Coors OG guy, the banquet, particularly when they're in the stubby glass bottles because it just feels old-timey. But Speaking of baseball, can we introduce our guest for this episode since he is a baseball fanatic?
Baseball would be a better segue than golf. So yeah, let's do that.
That's not fair.
Oh,
it's not
well,
fair.
it's okay.
I played pretty well today. I was pretty happy with my game.
Well, I'm glad you were.
I was better than him.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that doesn't say anything. So our guest today is Mr. John Andreoli, who is, let's introduce him technically. John is our vendor representative for AcromaPro wood coatings. Less technically, over the last many years, has also become a pretty good friend. So we're very happy to have you joining us today. One fun fact about John is that he played before his career in industrial wood coatings. John played at the professional level of baseball for what, 9 years?
Absolutely not. but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, you know,
Thank you.
we're just trying to throw some love out there.
Thank you for that, Joe.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
If we're going to delve into the past, why don't you just give us a quick little 30-second snippet of where John's from, John's past.
So John is from Wisconsin, born and raised. Grew up there. Yep. Married my high school sweetheart there. Again, Wisconsin boy. Went to University of Wisconsin Whitewater. I did play baseball there, so I am a baseball guy. I have 2 kids, 2 wonderful kids, a 31-year-old son, Jared, and
who also played baseball in college.
Who also played baseball in college. He played at Western Kentucky. And my daughter, Chloe, who made me a grandfather in March. So pretty exciting. Got some good things going right now.
Grandpa.
So you finally
Grandpa
are
Johnny.
officially a grandpa. You don't just have to act like one anymore.
True. Very true. I'm still going to bed early, but that's okay.
Noted. All right. So baseball is your thing. That was your sport growing up. Do you still follow the game?
Not like I should, but I like watching games. You know, when you said you want to go to a game in person, there's really nothing like going to a game in person and seeing it and smelling the popcorn and hot dogs and having a cold beer. So I would enjoy doing more of that, yes. But
And let me guess, because you're within like 12 hours of Chicago, are you a Cubs fan? Is that your team?
I am a Cubs fan. Yes, I am a Cubs fan. Yes, yes. Although I live close to, much closer to Milwaukee than Chicago. But I am a Cubs fan. Father was a Cubs fan. It's part of the family.
Okay, whatever.
It sounds like you don't like that.
No, everybody's a Cubs fan.
I'm a Packer fan.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help.
Okay.
No. Okay.
So speaking of the Packers, let's delve into that for a quick sec.
Oh boy.
This ties into the whole vendor-distributor partnership that we're going to talk about. We had the privilege of attending a game at Lambeau Field. First time we had ever been, so thank you for that.
Yep. Big mistake.
If I remember correctly, the Colts were playing at Green Bay that day. My memory's a little fuzzy. How did that turn out?
I don't remember that game, honestly.
I remember. It was really close. I think in the end, though, I mean, after back and forth, in the end, I believe the Colts won by like 21 points.
Rodgers.
There's no comment there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we haven't beaten the Colts anytime I've been in person, which has been twice with you guys, once at Lambeau and once here, and we lost them both. So,
do the Colts and the Packers play this season?
I hope not.
If they do, we'll go together and
I hope not.
continue the trend.
Yeah.
So, question for you about the Packers: Aaron Rodgers or draft picks?
Ooh,
Where are we in the Aaron Rodgers career path here?
It's really a tough question to answer for a Packer fan. I truly appreciate what Rodgers has done for us, but he doesn't want to be there, so let's get what we can get for him. That's what I would like to see. If we can get 3 first-rounders, I would be one happy guy.
Oh, okay.
Although I hate seeing Rodgers go somewhere else, but I think it's going to happen.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, you are his agent, right?
No, I'm not.
You work in the Packers front office?
I mean, I feel like I do every Sunday, but no, I don't.
Are you a shareholder?
No, I am not.
Oh, and I guess you have no say whatsoever.
I do own a cheese wedge, though.
The helmet hat thingy?
Oh, yeah, everybody does in Wisconsin. That's normal.
Is it served with cheese curds in the
Well,
indentation?
there's people that do that, yes, but I'm not one of those, no.
Oh, yeah, you could totally flip it upside down and make it like a gravy boat, like a taco bar thingy.
But cheese curds in there, and nothing better.
I like cheese curds. When they're done right, fried.
Not fried. You need the raw ones when they're squeaky.
No.
They're so good, guys.
Aren't those just like getting the little when you go and get fresh parm, but they got the little mini like rolled up balls? Isn't that all that is?
Yes.
What's the difference between that and just eating cheese?
It squeaks. It's fantastic. It's delicious. It's got everything you want. It's nutritious. It's got it all.
Nutritious.
Well, I mean,
okay, I'll
for
give you maybe some
Wisconsin
calcium
people,
or
that's
something like
kind of like a big deal, right?
Let's just go with the cheese curds, the fried variety. Pair well with a spotted cow and call it a day.
Solid day. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I can do that all day long.
Yeah, spotted cow.
Good spotted cow.
We're going to do like hashtag all these things and see if anyone actually listens and goes, oh, hey, I'll send them a 6-pack of spotted cow. They threw us some love out there.
They should do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Well, can we get into some meat and potatoes here?
We talked about this in our last episode. How did you get into, or how were you pulled into the paint or the coatings world?
That's interesting. You graduate school and you're not raising your hand in the front row saying I want to be a paint salesman. So what it really came down to is I needed a job and got sucked into the paint stores and worked my way through that. Been in the paint business for 30 years, so my whole working adult life has been about paint. So and then I was lucky enough to come to your side, the wood side, and truly enjoy it.
Did you come, that was post acquisition, correct?
I came 6 months after the acquisition.
Okay,
yes.
so when I say acquisition, we're referring to Sherwin-Williams had acquired Becker Acroma, the wood coatings division of Becker Acroma, back in what year was that now?
2010.
2010. Okay, and then you were 6 months after
the acquisition, yes.
After the acquisition came across. And your position hasn't changed since then, correct?
Not really, no. No, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, which is?
Good question. I'm the national sales manager for AcromaPro Industrial Wood Division, and I deal with distributors.
Right.
Can you define for us what a distributor is?
A distributor, from our perspective, is a partner in business that basically takes our product. We sell it to a distributor, and then you sell it to end users.
And an end user is?
Cabinet shops, anyone who uses wood coatings.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Anyone and everyone. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
we'd like everyone, yes.
That works.
Most of which are made up cabinet manufacturers, as you said, furniture manufacturers, millwork, flooring, I guess, to some extent.
Yeah, furniture, millwork, cabinets,
Commercial displays.
Commercial supplies, yeah. Wall panels, a little bit of everything.
Right. So 2010, we're going on over 10 years now that we've known each other. I know from Accessa standpoint, when we look at vendors, it's real easy to be vendor distributor. I mean, anybody can be a distributor of a product, sell it, and call it a day, and that's where the transaction starts and stops. But on our end, we truly try to find vendors that we can truly be partners with. And I think this relationship really is a good example of that, because not only do we talk often, work on a lot of different projects, but after 10 years you get to know someone pretty well. Mm-hmm. And I think it goes even beyond just strictly a business relationship. As Joe said, we're friends. Your family knows my family and his family, and et cetera, and have done a lot of different things together. That we find a lot of value in. And I don't know if that's atypical, would you say?
It's really hard to answer you guys have been extremely easy to partner with. And again, the other part of that is personally, we get along really well. We have a lot of the same interests, so it's very easy to get along. And business comes along with that, right? And it's been a great relationship, and hopefully many more years of that.
This is all being recorded, so
I know,
we have
I know.
evidence now.
Like,
Yeah,
this
I know.
is on record.
Yeah. Maybe we need to scratch that.
Perfect. So outside of working with distributors, particularly Accessa, what is the favorite part of your job? And you can't say working with Accessa because we already know that.
Well,
so
working with Accessa is really
good.
good. I mean, you know, the great thing about the relationship we have with our distributors and is that we're friends with a lot of people, right? And it's been a long relationship. And, you know, in this business, sometimes people the turnover is pretty high. But in this case, we've been together for a long time. And I think, you know, knowing people through a true relationship has been really good. I have a great partner that works with me, Matt Lowe, who's awesome. It makes it a lot of fun. We have a lot of support from our upper management, which makes it a lot of fun. So overall, it's just been a great experience. So excited to continue to do that.
Okay. So the more challenging question to that then is, what's something you would change?
That's a really good
and
question.
You can't say working with Accessa.
You know, that it's working with Les Yoder.
I'm gonna make sure he listens to that.
Exactly. Actually, I don't know what I'd change. I mean, obviously there's the work part of it that can be a grind, and it'd be nice if things went smoother, which I guess that's kind of open-ended, but it'd be nice if it was just simple, easy business, right? We do a transaction and it's over with, but our business model isn't like that. I mean, there's just so much labor and so much technology involved, and so many different, I guess, so many different like things that can happen. That's kind of the tough part, but that's the fun part, right? It's different every day. So,
well, and to that point right now, with the way supply is and how constrained things have become, the ever-evolving pricing of different things that are constantly going up and down, and mostly up, and, you know, recently, that's where that partnership and relationship has really, you know, shine through, if you will, because it's there's a lot of conversation going back and forth. Hey, we've got some issues. How do we get this figured out?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Vince. But that's the difficult part sometimes, is I have to bring you bad news, and sometimes that's the, you know, when you have a good relationship like we do, I don't like doing that, but at the same time, I need to tell you exactly what's happening and kind of, you know, get you in a position where we can get through some of these things with, you know, short raw materials or price increases, or, you know, all those things that come up. So,
yeah.
So touching on that, we talked a little bit about this in some of the last episode in terms of challenges in the market today. And you mentioned you've been in the industry for 30 years. Have you ever seen a time in your career that is similar to, you know, there are a lot of tailwinds. There's a lot of good things going on right now.
Yeah.
As we were somewhat post-COVID, and the economy in a lot of areas, not all, but a lot of areas are booming. But there are a lot of headwinds with supply and demand issues, raw material issues, all of that mixed in. Have you ever seen a time like this in the last 30 years that you can relate to?
No, nobody has seen this. I mean, it's incredible that we're pushing product like we are. We're very short in raw materials. But no, I mean, it's crazy. It's craziness right now. I mean, you know, prices are going up constantly. The work continues to come through. You know, 2007 was very difficult, but that was difficult for everybody, right? I mean, it was just, there wasn't a whole lot of business out there. And you really had to go look for it. This is different. This is, I mean, there's just so many obstacles. Every time you see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's a train, unfortunately, coming the other way, and it's a new obstacle that you got to overcome. And it's been an interesting year, especially after COVID, right into Texas having some shortages, and some other issues that have happened, it's been really difficult. But I guess the positive part of that is we're selling like crazy. I mean, it's the market and the economy right now is really good. So it's kind of covering up some of those I guess mistakes that are out there, and we're selling through them, which is good.
How much are you truly selling? Because I've witnessed your golf game. It doesn't seem like you're working a whole lot.
You know, I think you're jealous because I just put the whooping on you. And I think you're a little upset at that, and I get it. I mean, I would be mad too because I'm not much of a golfer. You are, and I kind of beat you. Vince, I did not win. Sorry, I can't beat Vince.
There's no
Vince
such
is
thing.
a difference.
Just remember, there's no such thing as customer golf.
Yeah, actually, that's what it was.
I think we need to go to the tape on what a whooping really is. I'm not sure the card would reflect that in any way whatsoever. And I know.
Would you like to see it?
Oh, you have the card.
Oh, I do.
We have
the
official scorecard.
I actually do. I mean, an 84 versus an 88.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if we have. Do we have the camera so we can
shaving strokes? Yeah,
look at that.
Right there.
That's a W, guys. That's a W. I keep these things when I beat people. So,
Normally I'd be
so later on in life I can bring that out and you know, just let you know what happened.
Normally I'd be appalled at an 88, but sadly I'm like, it's all right.
You played well. It was a beautiful day out. It was just
my driver
an opportunity
was broken.
to get out.
I have a broken driver. That's my excuse. It kept flaring right.
Well, I think, you know, the past 2 days have been a great example of that relationship. So without obviously going into detail, had a nice meeting yesterday with 3 of us and a few others, talking about some strategy and some opportunities and about that partnership.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I suspect, you know, not every distributor has that with their respective vendors. So that we appreciate that for sure. And those are the things that really excite us about, okay, we are working and partnering with other people to help us both attain, you know, mutual goals. And then enjoying some of the some other aspects, the personal aspects of the relationship this morning with a little golf, continuing the conversation and then finalizing things. And
well, and that's the fun part, right? I mean, that's the part that our relationship has really developed, because 10 years ago, 9 years ago, you guys wouldn't have opened up on a lot of the things we talked about the last couple of days. You opened up, we opened up. We're really growing as our partnership is growing, and it's continuing to evolve. And I think it's like you said, we're mutually meeting goals, and that's what a true partnership's all about, right? So we both win, and that's what we want to end up doing here.
Hashtag winning.
Winning. Joe doesn't know that.
You hear that silence? That's me not responding.
I know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't respond either.
Dead air. Dead air. John. Boy. Okay. You've got a list of questions. I like where you're going. I like where this is leading us.
Ooh,
John.
this might not be good. I see John, and John.
We've hit on a few of them. We talked about your past experience and whatnot.
Yeah.
You've been with AcromaPro 10 years plus, with Sherwin-Williams as a corporation even longer. Joe may have kind of asked this already in a different way, but what aspects of our particular industry today do you find the easiest to deal with and the most, maybe I should say this, the most interesting, and where you see things evolving over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, as you know, technology is changing all the time. You know, people are definitely much more aware of the environment and products that are much better for the environment. And I think that's where things are going to go in the next 5, 10 years. Unfortunately, we've been talking about this for 10 years before this. It's not coming quickly enough, but it's there. I mean, it's on the cusp. We're about ready to, you know, start going to more water-based products and things like that. I think, you know, the advancements in science is helping the products all the way along the way. I think we're seeing that with some of the new products that we've started to come out with a little bit. And I think, you know, that's kind of where it's going.
Yeah.
So.
Would you say the average distributor of yours is always pushing the envelope, is helping you guys push the envelope as well in terms of saying, giving you feedback from the ground floor or the the end user standpoint up through distributor and pushing it back to you guys and, hey, look, here are things that we need. Here's what's being asked of us.
Yeah, I think we as a supplier could do a better job of getting those questions out there for you guys to ask what's changing, what can we do to help you. And I think you guys could do a better job of pushing us and saying this is what we need. But I mean, the last 3 or 4 years have just been so crazy. It's so fast, so busy. It's really hard for any of us to have those conversations, because those are not conversations, but to be able to develop product takes a while to get that to the market. And I think that's where we're lagging a little bit. I think, again, we're selling like crazy, so nobody's looking at new avenues. They're really just trying to hold serve, right? We're just going to keep going along like we are. But yeah, I mean, we have very challenging distributors that are pushing us to do some different things, which is really good. That's what helps us, right? And we're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, kind of a double-edged sword in terms of managing the here, and today aspects versus, or I should say, while also trying to play ahead or be a step ahead of what's coming. We talk about this a lot in terms of working in the business versus working on the business, and it's a challenge in particular for many small businesses to do both. I think when we look at most of our vendor partners, one idealistic aspect is the ability to be nimble, to as part of being nimble, be able to create something new, kind of on the fly, so to speak, when the needs arise, when it's justified. And I know that's a challenge for you guys. Maybe being a part of a very large corporation, it's not as simple as dealing with maybe some of the smaller manufacturers out there. But you guys have still kept an open ear to that, and if we can justify ourselves, I think you guys have done a relatively decent job of saying, okay, we hear you, and we'll see what we have and see if we can't come up with something.
Well, that's the really nice thing with our company. We're so large that we do have a lot of things in our sales bag, right? So I mean, there may be something that we already have that we could fit you in and pull that out and make it work. But you're right, we need to be more nimble. We need to be quicker. I mean, that's how you earn business. We just got to keep pushing the people to do that, right? So that's our challenge.
Okay, so getting a little bit techie, for those outside the industry that might happen to come across this episode, industrial wood coatings are products so you're the manufacturer, we are the wholesale distributor, we buy the product from you, and then we sell it, typically customized in some manner or touched in some manner. We sell it on to our customer, who is also a manufacturer of some sort of wood product. Mm-hmm. And to be specific with examples, we're talking kitchen cabinets, bath cabinets for residential, multi-family housing, commercial. We're talking about furniture, residential furniture, institutional furniture like schools and hospitals, commercial office furniture, millwork, case goods, anything made out of wood that in the process of manufacturing, they're using liquid coatings. Mm-hmm. If you were, let's say you decided that you wanted to own your own kitchen cabinet manufacturing facility, and you were starting from scratch, what technology of coating would you use today if you were just starting up?
That's a great question. I mean, I typically would use a water base. I think it's user-friendly. I think it's great for the environment. But at the same time, our old technology, the look, the feel is unmistakable, and it's hard to get away from that because it's still, I think it still looks nicer, feels nicer than the water-based technology that we have. Although I mean, it's hard to tell the difference, right? I think where you guys are probably seeing a little bit of the issues we have on our end are the end users aren't ready to switch yet. They're not being forced to switch. They're used to the same old thing. They like the same old thing, so they're going to continue to do that. But that's a great question. I'd like to have the look and the feel of the solvent-borns, but I'd like to have all the benefits of the water-based, if that makes sense. Yeah. Water-based has come a long ways. It just hasn't gotten there all the way yet. I think you guys have seen that too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a whole other podcast episode.
Oh yeah,
I think. But you're right. Mark and I were talking about this a little bit this morning, where we've had more inquiries in the last 2 to 3 years than we've had the prior 5 to 10 years combined. And most of the R&D dollars over the last 10 years, in my estimation, obviously I could be wrong, I think we've probably gone into that technology knowing it's going to happen at some point.
Yes.
And so they've certainly gotten better, the waterborne technology of today versus 15 years ago.
Yeah, and I think our water-based technology is great. I still think the old stuff, it just feels so good. You guys know. I mean, it's still a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. So looking at the next 10 years, how do you see the market, our market, playing out?
That'll be interesting. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that still have to take place for things to push from formaldehyde-free and water-based and those technologies. And if that happens, we're definitely going to be pushing those products. I mean, we've seen that in other industries, right? But if not, I think it's going to be what we've been doing, trying to tighten up and make better products, but they're still going to be solvent-based.
Mm-hmm. Little change of pace here. You were not a chemistry major in college.
No, absolutely
so you're not a chemist whatsoever.
No. I play one on TV, but that's it.
Well, yeah, we won't go there.
I don't even know what that means.
Maybe he's too young to know those commercials.
None of us are chemists.
Okay.
Okay. But what would you say? And I think I already know your answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When we go out on calls, or you go out with some of our reps or sales managers, and you guys go into different manufacturers, and they could all be kitchen cabinet manufacturers, but they're all a little bit different. What do you find intriguing when you go to different manufacturers just to see their operation?
Every shop we go into is a little bit different. I am a relationship person, so the first thing I look at is the people and try and talk to them. And everybody's different, obviously, and they have different thoughts and ideas of how they want to do things. Some people are super proud of their facility. Some people just, want to punch a time clock. Some people are pushing out product. I mean, there's a variety of people. So the people to me are the most interesting. But boy, there's some really cool setups out there when you know, especially in your markets, when you see what the Amish do, what you see when, you see the waterfall we were talking about earlier today, things like that. I mean, it's, there's some unique systems out there and some unique things that are being done, and they're fun to see. Yeah.
I guess there's this little kind of engineering nerd in me that when I go to different manufacturers, whether it be on the wood side, metal side, whatever, just to watch how stuff gets made.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool.
It is. There's absolutely no doubt. How did that happen?
Doing it that way? Was it by accident?
Well, and that's what happens to us, right? We go into different shops and we maybe take that thought process and say, well, have you ever thought of maybe doing it this way? Because, I mean, when you can improve a person's production or shop environment or whatever, it's a positive. I mean, you're bringing them value. So that's why, I mean, it's cool, like you said.
Yeah. And I think from an Accessa standpoint, because we do more than just wood coatings and go metal coatings and metal, surface treatments and things of that nature, we're seeing a lot of different operations from small shops to, large OEMs. To me, I just think it's really cool to see certain things being made, whether it be for an airplane or for a car.
And we literally got to keep you focused on wood. No more of this metal stuff. Just wood.
Diversification, John.
Not for me.
Wood is where it's at. Right, keep chopping wood.
Keep chopping wood.
Okay, John, what questions do you have for us? You get one question.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. You didn't prep me for this.
There was no prep for this. It's like an interview, but it's two-way street.
Oh, boy. That's interesting. I have no idea what I should ask you guys. Let's go into the business part of it. What do you like from that we provide you, and what could we do better? that a little too much?
No, that's
okay.
great. What do we like that you provide us? Well, that's the easy answer. It's your friendliness, John.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, the
Thank
warm
you,
and
Joe.
fuzzies.
Yes.
That'll be $100.
Well, so the AcromaPro line and that brand, tracing its roots back to the Becker Acroma brand, was and still is synonymous with a higher level of quality. There are a lot of tiers of wood coatings out there across multiple platforms of technologies, and they all have their reputation on the quality side as to where they would fit in on that scale. And even the competitors will say that the AcromaPro brand is consistently thought of as being higher quality. And while there are ups and downs in any sort of chemical manufacturing, it's been helpful, to say the least, that the quality expectation has been met through the acquisition process. We still are the benchmark. AcromaPro is still the benchmark across many of its individual product lines. And so when you can create consistency on your part to us, it helps us create consistency to our customer base.
Yep.
Because one of our goals is that our customer in their manufacturing process, they aren't thinking about the coatings. We don't want them to notice the coatings, which that might sound counterintuitive. We want them to be able to focus on throughput, and their own level of quality that they're trying to accomplish. So we can provide them products that the quality of the product allows the process to be very simple and easy, and they don't have to think about it. Then that's how we know we've done a good job. So by providing the product, and then naturally alongside of that, the service, that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
So that's been great. What would be changed? Well, I think we've probably been through this list many times, just in natural relationship. The downside to, how do I say this? One of the challenges you have when you're working with bigger organizations is sometimes the turnaround time can be difficult. If there's anything we could do to change and make things more snap of the finger, of course we do that.
Yeah.
And we're also reasonable enough to know that that's just sometimes how things work. So overall, I would say we've been satisfied with the AcromaPro product line, and I know that our customer base on a broad scale, there's a reason why they're willing to pay more than average, because they know they're getting more than average. They understand cost versus price.
Yeah. Good to hear.
Most do anyway.
Most, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with everything Joe just said.
Of course you would, because it was right.
Interesting.
No?
No, you're right on, as always, Joe.
It's like customer golf, which you suck at playing.
Yeah.
What other questions do you have for us, John? That
Well,
was one
you
question.
said you gave me one.
I know. I'm giving you two.
I mean, I guess I got to ask the obvious one. Your favorite vendor is?
We don't play favorites.
Wow. That hurts.
All of our vendors are important to us, John.
Wow.
And we truly value all the relationships that we hold.
His voice even changed for that one. That was pretty nice.
I'm thinking about a career in politics.
You are, yes.
No, never.
You
never.
are doing good.
No. You don't have anything. You don't want to know anything about what it's like to go to school in God's country in Bloomington, Indiana. You don't want to know anything about...
Go Wisconsin.
He's making a W into the microphone. People can't hear that.
I know. But
they can see it.
They could see it, yeah. They'd
people
appreciate
can't
that.
hear that.
Yeah. Oh, wherever it is. Yes. Yes.
What?
But you did only give me one question. Do you want me to keep firing them?
Yeah,
I
come on.
didn't
Bring
get
it.
the prep like you guys did. I mean, this isn't
Would you
fair.
like a piece of paper?
Well, it's a little late now, but
Talking to your mic. People want to hear you.
it's a little late now.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you have a face for radio. Anyone ever tell you that?
yes, they have. Yes, they have.
So, questions?
No, I'm good.
The people
I
want to
am good.
know.
I mean, want
about,
to know what about your guys' relationship and our relationship? I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want me to ask you? I mean, you tell me.
Well,
I'm kind of done. I mean, this thing's over. Let's go. Let's end it. It's time to go home.
put your headphones on the table and we'll send you the invoice.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. This was wonderful.
Hey, I will say real quick, as I guess we wrap things up.
I saw the folks over there going like this. That
Right.
means wrap it up. Let's
Well,
go.
as
Come
we've
on.
gone into
let's
our
get this
relationship,
over with.
I do want to say you guys have also been really supportive of our foundation, and so we appreciate you guys for that. And you guys take it a step further. You're not anybody can just write a check and say, yeah, we're a sponsor.
Yeah.
But you guys do that and then actually show up and participate, and so we appreciate that.
Well, it's I mean, you live it. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to be a part of it. I mean, my family enjoys every time we come to the gala. The golf outing is fantastic. I mean, it doesn't get any better. You guys do everything first class. So,
Well, we appreciate you guys' support,
awesome.
both with it as well as just the overall partnership that we have.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for coming in and spending a few minutes with us.
This was fun. This was fun. I'm glad I'm not doing it again.
That's what you think. All right. Thanks,
Well,
everyone. John Andreoli with AcromaPro. Thanks again. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
Are you guys subscribed? What are you going to do? You're going to subscribe.
Do I?
Subscribe and hit the little notification bell.
Okay. How
Subscribe to the Accessa YouTube channel.
YouTube.
Hit the bell.
That's something still. I'm old, so you guys got to keep me in tune. You know what?
much
I got
so.
kids. They'll figure it out. Right?
Wow, dude.
No?
I'll tell Jared later what he should do for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.